Alright, alright, alright. Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Hello, this is Shaman X211 coming at you with another Horizon Zero Dawn challenge playthrough, shamanistic elemental weapons only. So this is it. Time to wrap this up. Next set of videos are of course going to be the end of Project Firebreak, the end of our time here in the cut, and ultimately will be one of the last videos before we get on with the rest of the main story quests with the looming shadow. Ugh, what a ride. What a trip. But I'm also pissed. Let me see where. Yeah, I should not have gone and done Frontier Justice. I got the first half of this thing cut off because I went and took care of that last challenge at the hunting grounds. And I still made such a poor performance of it. I can't believe how much I sucked. But then again, I also usually don't use, that limited span of weapons. There are some people I've seen it takes them literally like less than a minute to deal with each of them. In my case, I just barely made it under the wire. And then I still got the first half of that cut off. First half at the beginning of that video, so that needless to say I'm annoyed about as well. But what can you do? Well, for starters, it's one of those times I wish I'd bothered to manually save, otherwise I would have just re-recorded it. But I didn't, and by the time I went back to try to double check it, I had already lost my quick saves. So then, all that's left is Project Firebreak. Now Chieftain of the Warak, Aloy must lead Artak and Araya up the Thunder's Drum to discover the secrets within. I also have an optional chance to talk to Artak, which we're going to do right now, and then we're going to get a lot of dialogue with Araya.
Trust in the blue light.
And of course, want to make sure I have plenty of this, that, and the other thing. One thing I noticed, a lot of people keep a lot of trash in their inventories. This one girl I was watching, Sarah, she just made it to the cut in her challenge playthrough a couple days ago. This is the beginning of January, just to let you know. And she had like 1,000 chill water, and she doesn't even have the ice rail yet. Like 1,500 things of Ridgewood, and it's like, and all the mods. She has so many, mods that just have like one modification effect. Not even two. It's like the only, and she has like 6 of these, and some of them are all the way like down here. And all her stuff is just like way overly full. It's like unnecessary quantities. But what can you do? Sometimes people listen, sometimes people won't. Not that it matters for me, since these are the only 4 weapons I'm allowed to use. But for the time being, it's time to skip all that jibber jabber.
Who drank the Sheen oil.
Ooh.
I think the conclave banished him.
Yeah, we know him. Time to cut to the meat of the matter.
Long Notch is well stocked, as you asked.
None of the southern
And our
tribes
scouts are
rival.
watching for more frost claws.
Our numbers rise. 3 more hunters have passed their trials.
Don't forget, the Mad Sun King's cruelty survives him. Even if we can trust Meridian.
Actually, hold on. Don't think we're gonna need to worry about that. So where would I put this instead? With hindsight, since we're going to be going into a cauldron, might be better if I had some real armor. Hmm. Just comes out to a mess.
We should not still stand.
Just
But our
stick with
purpose
what I
was
got.
to take back the mountain. Now what?
Stay prepared. Sharpen your spears. Should we not return, defending the cut falls to you. If our chieftain agrees with this course.
Ugh.
Sounds like good advice, but let's hope it doesn't.
Chieftain?
The weight of command is no small burden.
I can see that.
Puh.
I take it you haven't spoken to Araya yet?
Why should I? This is what she wanted, to return to Thunder's drum. It is her only care. So I should have known she would find a way to push aside my spear. After the Karja took my sister, not all of her came back.
What happened to Araya?
As a shaman, she's adept with machines. Tracking them, stunning them. The Karja used her to capture them for the Sun Ring, where they were unleashed upon the innocent. They made her part of their blood sport. The shame she suffered beneath their pitiless sun.
She survived.
She endured. Endured by reminding herself of the spirit, her purpose. And now that's all she has.
Unfortunately, yes. So many, of course, died because of during the war. Arzak said himself, so few of his own warriors didn't survive. So few were left. And times were so hard that by the time they both got back to the cut and they both saw each other again, they were different people. Both of them painfully, consciously aware of how much had changed between the two of them, and it was like, how do I reconnect with this person who looks like my brother but doesn't act like him or her?
Tell me what happened to the first
Rhea led the way to the summit, but it was blocked by a great door. Some kind of cauldron, new metal. We tried to break through, but it was unflinching. We were exhausted, no way forward and machines behind. I made the call to push back. It cost us greatly. But to remain would have cost us everything. I'd hoped to never subject Araya to that again.
What do you think is beyond that?
I do not know. That expanse of metal, that dead hum. Nothing sacred belongs there. Machines and death, that's what the mountain holds. Death for us or for the daemon.
And if we do find the spirit?
Then perhaps we should put it out of its misery.
Huh.
For what it's worth, I'm glad you're coming with me.
Someone has to keep Araya safe.
I take offense to that. Alright.
The songs are more than just stories. To sing
Now up here to Aurea. You know, part of me wonders if I should have come up here before. You might remember, I never went... When I first played... Back when we first came here, heading up north towards... Pharaoh's Industry, towards Maker's End. I said that I've never gone actually into the Karja capital after Silence gave me that warning. So seeing that dude here with like seeing the Eclipse agent here with the focus, that was a whole new thing to me. So I wonder if I had come up here before the Chieftain trials, you know, tried to make it like I tried to get in here on my own. If I would have just, you know, found like a short cinematic, just, you know, banging on a big wall of ice. Question on top of question. Who knows? Maybe somebody will put a 3-second video up about that. In the meantime, where are they? Ah, there. Bunker door, heavily shielded. There's not even any animals up here. Let's see. There's no Took, so that's Aurea. Excuse me. Let's see if I can have a word with Took first.
I wish you luck on the mountain.
Hold on a second. I mean, seriously. I go and set this up tonight specifically so that I wouldn't be interrupted, and instead I keep on getting junk phone calls. Alright, Aurea.
Aloy, this is it. My chance to reunite with the spirit, and perhaps to reunite her with the blue light. It's not a chance I would have had alone. I needed an outsider. Someone ignorant of our ways, but no, not ignorant.
Are you trying to thank me, Aurea?
Yes, of course. That's what you do. Untangle knots. Create possibilities. Thank you for making this pilgrimage possible.
That's the thing. Because she's been told no all her life because of ceremony and because of traditions and reasons, she's a much more practical person. She doesn't care about pomp and circumstances. She's one of those people, she's a minimalist. To her core, I guess would be the right way of saying it. Either something is useful and it's used, or it's dead weight and it's chucked.
I only wish it had not been necessary to humiliate Aratak. You were wise to let him come. He's earned the right. Stubborn as stone, but he's had to be. The war demanded it. And so have I.
Aratak told me you were a captive of the Karja for a long time.
For Aratak, it all comes back to that. He thinks the Karja changed me. They did not. They merely sharpened my focus.
Focus.
When all else is lost, you think about what's truly important. The spirit. The blue light. The beyond. And my brother, too. Every time I felt the chill northern wind, I thought of him. Worried for him.
What did the war do to Aratak?
He cut away everything, until only his true self remained. Unyielding ice. No Banuk has more sheer will. He fought the Karja for 1,000 freezing nights, yet always rallied his hunters at sunrise. It is said he endured 23 wounds in those years. His hunters counted them. He never complains of one. Instead, he complains that life with me is harder. He's right. What have I ever given him but struggle?
What are we gonna find up there, Rhea?
Ruins. Machines. And a door, like that of a cauldron. I have faith that you can find a way through it, Aloy. For beyond it lies the spirit. I know I can find her there. Though I do not doubt that Damon has tried to hide the way.
Alright. Now let's see if she'll really answer this question.
Now that I'm chieftain of the Werak, I don't suppose I can order you to tell me about Silence?
Aratak would never have presumed to grasp for a secret of the Conclave. But you are not Aratak, and if you have dealt with Silence, your need is well apparent. Silence came to Ban-Ur from the distant north, a young shaman of the Owl's Watch. A remote Werak that rarely comes south to parley.
Silence was a shaman.
He was. Or at least, when we sent runners to ask the Owl's Watch, they said he was. His knowledge of the machines was beyond compare, and he was hungry to trade what he knew to the rest of us. It didn't take him long to gain the trust of the Conclave, and eventually, an invitation to attend.
What about you? Did you trust him?
No. But he impressed me. He carried himself with poise and authority. I wanted to learn from him, but that was not to be. He was granted knowledge of our most sacred meeting place, the frozen caves of the Malmstrom, a month's march from Ban-Ur.
A
He
month?
met with us there, as is custom at high winter. But when we next returned, the caves had been looted. Relics of the old world stolen. Holes cut in ice and metal.
Yeah, that'd be Silence, all right.
He vanished with the spoils. We sent our best trackers after him. None returned. And when we checked back with the Owl's Watch, those who had vouched for him were gone. As though he never existed. Some in the Conclave began to doubt he was even Banuk to begin with.
And what do you think?
He committed an unforgivable sacrilege. He's unscrupulous and dangerous. But also brilliant, skilled, and knowledgeable without equal. Except, perhaps, for you. Anyone else I would warn off, but you may be able to treat with him safely. Just don't lower your guard.
I'll keep that in mind, Rhea. Thanks.
Yeah, no, plain and simple fact. I got a very, very high suspicion that one day he's gonna get himself killed. He's gonna know it's coming. He's gonna know who's going to do it. And he's gonna realize that he's got no choice but to be where he's going to be and do what he's doing. But he's too smart for his own good. Like I said, he'll know it's coming. He'll know who's going to deliver it. But he'll have no choice. The person that he is, the man that he is, and the answers he demands will obligate him to be at that point. To be that exact spot at that point in time in the world. And he'll know he'll either be fast enough to dodge whatever implement is going to kill him, or he'll be dead, plain and simple. No two ways about it.
It hasn't been easy for you, Aurea. Getting back to this point.
It was all to hear her voice again.
I'd like that.
Are you ready then? Once we...
Let's go. Let's skip this. It's kind of stupid. Alright.
What was this place?
The spirit once told me that this all used to be part of its domain. A fortress that defended humankind from terrible danger.
Fortress. Looks more like a machine.
Is that not fitting? Blue light often dwells in machines.
Let's just hope that some remains here.
I hear watchers.
Metal pillars, tall as Bemuir's cliffs. I still don't like it.
November 21st, 2064. It's been 3 years since I was last here, and 12 since I was running the place. Just a skeleton crew left, confused about why I'm here. So am I. Anita wants me to find a way to suspend operations for a while. Maybe a long while. And I don't know why. But from the sound of her voice, it was something terrifying. I wish I could look into her eyes, ask her what the hell she's so freaked out about, but what else is new? And don't I wish I could look into her eyes again?
Aloy? Were you listening for something?
There are memories here. Messages left by the old ones.
And you can hear them. I envy you. What did they say?
I'm not sure yet, Aurea.
Here, up and over.
Hold on. There. Return to director. And have helped, but why now? Just check. Long man. I'm old. Not old. Just boring. Alright. Let's see. Trying to remember. Whew. Wasn't sure if I would land that right.
Machines. Unless we have to drop on them.
Demonic Frost. Demonic Freeze Billowback. As powerful as a Thunderjaw. Nice how they're not noticed.
We must climb higher, and our path will become clear.
Alright, let's see.
The chieftain's pace is measured, ours is measured.
That kiss. Was this the time in the spring 2047? About 6 months after the main facility opened. We're behind schedule and new data. Past the needed battery to people. It was only after I saw her on stage in her Hollow in 58, accepting the Mind Challenge Award in Austin. Elizabeth Sobek presenting no less, glowing and happy that I hadn't done anything wrong at all. I could see she finally had what she wanted, and it simply wasn't me. Poor guy. Alright.
Yes, this way. We can make our way upwards when you're done. Not much farther now.
Alright, so first we go one way, then we go the other.
Last we were here, we fought our way through there. The machines overcame us. We retreated, dropping supplies and taking losses. Now
Demonic
we must
behemoth.
prevail, with only 2 warriors and a shaman to protect.
Aloy is no ordinary warrior. And I can hold my own. Even so, we could go that way instead. There are machines up there, but also cover. We could stay hidden, at least for a while.
Alright, I get the options. I'll follow my lead. Fires, towers, steam, frost. What was all this for?
Alright, just to confirm something. If we head up this way, there's more there's a few data points in dialogue, but there's also an armor coil up here. I forget which one exactly it is, but there's also another one down here. So it's imperative actually that you go both ways. Just want to let that be known. But for the time being, we of course are gonna fight our way through these bastards. Alright, let's kill these idiots. Like I said, reliable damage. Ah!
Well, we have survived, where our kin did not.
What did I just... Scorch your heart.
The bodies of our kin remain. Last attempt.
Our spirits are one like our
We may soon join them. Take whatever supplies are left to keep us alive a bit longer.
Let their efforts harden our hearts. Steady.
And of course, there's this. Heat sink output suite.
This is good.
Heat sink. Resist fire and resist ranged. Let's see, there should be a couple of dialogues around
These
here.
towers pulse with heat. Like phosphor forge.
With vibrations of
Here. Geothermal.
Suspending the geothermal pipeline is the easy part. Making sure it can come back online without degradation is harder. It would help if Anita had told me how long it needs to be out. Years? Decades? What will that do to the count?
I don't like
Fine, fine. I want to know what the heck a Ravager cannon's doing out here, though. Ooh. Not bad, but still. So, let's go blow some stuff up. Uh-oh.
Look out! More machines!
Sheesh, that thing took forever. Took a lot to take down. Frostclaw heart.
The far door was open the last time.
Damon has closed it to us.
Then we'll find another way.
And I believe this is how we get in if we came in the other direction. Yep. So up there is the secondary way in.
Is this a projector? Maybe to show holograms without a focus. Let's see if I can restore power. Aratak, Araya, you might see shapes drawn from light. Don't be alarmed.
It'll take more than light to alarm me.
What about what they're about to tell you?
I do not like it here.
Toast 6 straight times, taking in every detail. Anita smile, the way she giggled. Clumsy hand up to Cyan. Cyan? You're given, can't I? Best night of my life. Besides, I'm entitled to a little nostalgia. We saved the world from fire and death. Or at least suffocating by ash. So there's that right.
Looking out over where my kin fell.
Thank you for being here, everyone. I suppose it's not every day you get to have cocktails inside an active volcano, right? Unless you're George, and I can hardly blame him for drinking on the job. None of this would be here without our beloved director, Kenny Chow. So, here's to you, Kenny. You put a cork in the Yellowstone caldera.
Something we really need to invest in.
A margarita.
Hold your glasses, everyone. I'd like to add something. This effort wouldn't have been possible without our lead programmer. Thank you, Anita, for bringing us a real mastermind. Cyan.
I'll second that, Director Chow. All right, Cyan. What's our latest number? The current count is 1,654. Wow, then drink up, everyone. Here's to 1,654 more years without an eruption.
The Yellowstone supervolcano. That's what this is all about.
It was the spirit. The old ones. I could only grasp some of what they said.
You were right, Araya. This place was built to stop something terrible. And it worked, thanks for the spirit. I'm starting to get an idea of what it could be.
The door is open now. We can get through.
Alright. So, I'd like to clarify something. The cut is inside Yellowstone National Park. Guessed that from some of the stuff we got from at the Totem Trader. But we are inside of the Yellowstone caldera. In other words, the supervolcano that is predicted to potentially be a extinction level event. Something that, frankly, we really should invest in. Invest in stopping, I mean. Something like this in real life. I mean, we're talking about a volcano that will, for all intents and purposes, change the environment of the entire planet. I'm talking ash clouds. I'm talking like what happened to Mount St. Helen, Mount Vesuvius, when it buried... Shit, I suddenly can't even remember its name. Pompeii. Imagine what happened to Pompeii, but then imagine that happening to basically the entire continent of North America. And then... the rest of the world? Genuine nuclear winter. Without the nuclear part. I mean, some people, where I live, up here in the northeastern United States, it's the beginning of January right now. This is really the first time some of us have seen the sun after this big snowstorm we just had, beginning of January. It's the first time we've seen the sun in weeks. Imagine not seeing it for months at a time. So Cyan was an artificial intelligence designed to govern that system. And all the people who we've been seeing, Dr. Blevins, Anita, and all them, they were all the people who worked on here in this Project Firebreak. Alright. But...
we should move on. Onto the mountain. There. Below. Door to the mountain. New metal.
Dead metal. We could not pass it before.
We will this time. We have to.
so that's where we gotta go. Alright. So, gonna call it a video here and pick right up where we left off. So, until next time, this is G-Dog X211, signing off.